Hi guys, welcome to today's video. So today I will be creating this content based on one of the comment that I received in the previous video. So you might remember or you might have watched. If not, I will just link that particular video in somewhere here. And that comment is how to create two APIs with same route having different version at the header level. Basically, you have two web APIs which actually is having same route. The client will not distinguish. The client will send the same route path, but in the server side, in the web API side, we have to distinguish these two calls at the header level. So how can we do that? So that's what we're going to cover in this particular video. So for that, in the fast endpoints in the minimal web API framework, you can choose to add certain middlewares to your project. So that particular middleware can be added like this. Once you create an app using the builder, web application builder, and you can use this API, use middleware and add your custom middleware here. So the middleware that I'm going to add for this particular use case is version controller. This version controller is I myself wrote this version controller. So what this version controller will do is it is just a simple class which will actually snoop on the web request which is coming in to this web API and translate that web request into a different route based on the header version which is supplied by the client. So here in the version controller, it has this API called invoke async, which will be called once a web request comes in to this web API, WebAssembly. And once this web request comes in, it has this context filled in, and in this HTTP context, it reads the API version header, what value it contains. So if it is having an empty value, I'm just returning 400 bad request, and I'm sending the message as API version header is required for this HTTP call. So I'm checking the version which is supplied by the client, and if the version supplied is 1, what I am doing is I am amending or I am actually tweaking the route path by prefixing the slash version 1 to the actual path. And if the version is 2, I'm adding this particular path to the prefixing this particular string to the actual path and resetting the path request path. And then I'm actually going for the next operation or just routing that request to the actual web controller or the API controller. So once this is done, what this does is it tweaks the route path. So let's go to the endpoints here. So I have created two endpoints just for demonstration purpose. This is the resource version 1 endpoint where the route path is version 1 API resource, and it handles the message like this. And I have created another endpoint for the version 2 of the same route path API resource, and this sends just a message that this is the version 2 of the resource, and the earlier endpoint sends that this is the version 1 of the resource. So this is how you configure the route path, differentiating the route path based on the API version that you supply at the client side at the header level. That's the main point. So this is how we configure this web application. Let's try to run this particular application and see what happens. So let's go to this output directory one. So let's go to the bin debug .NET 6.0 and let's try to run this particular web API server. Yeah, now the web API server is up. Then what we will do is we will launch this Postman. And in the Postman, what we will do is we will try to add this particular web request, which is a get API, and this is the path. And if you see the URL remains same, and we are supplying additional parameters in the header section. What we are doing is we are supplying this particular key value pair. uh, I will supply one as of now, and I will try to send this particular file, this particular request. So let's see what happens. So I am sending this request. Yeah, I got a response back 200. Okay, and I got a message back that this is the version 1 of the resource. And let's try to change this header value to 2. So let's see what happens. I have changed this particular value to 2, and I'm sending this particular request. And as you can see, the message returned is different. That means it latched on to the version 2 of the resource, version 2 endpoint. So if you note here that we have only changed the API version value, and we have not changed or we have not tweaked with the URL. The URI remains the same, but in the API version header key value we have changed it. That's what we did. So like this, you will be able to tweak your application endpoint based on the different header information, based on the request header information, by adding a middleware to your FastEndPoint project. So how you add a middleware is you can use this particular use middleware and add your custom middleware here, and you can choose what operation to do with that particular middleware. Hope this particular topic is clear. If you have any such doubt or any topic, please do comment in the comment box below, and do share the video with your friends, and do check out this blog in the description box below. Thank you and have a nice day.